curious to find out how natural trails are rated in German-speaking Europe? Well then, stay tuned. In German-speaking Europe, we have a scale which is called Singletrail-Skala, Singletrack Scale, and according to this scale, all natural trails, so I'm not talking about bike park trails, I'm talking about hiking trails that you can also ride with your mountain bike, are rated. And in this video, I'd like to share a little bit more information about it, because maybe you're looking into a mountain bike holiday in German-speaking Europe, which is Switzerland, Austria, Germany, and actually Italy uses this scale as well, and you don't know how the trails are rated. Well, in this video, you're going to find out how they are and how you can figure out which of the scale is right for your level of riding. When I went to North America for the first time, I was a little confused about the color codes used, because here in Europe we have three colors. That's blue, red, and black. Blue is beginner to slightly intermediate, red is intermediate to slightly advanced, and black is advanced. Well, when I went to ride in Canada and America for the first time, I was confused because there you guys use green, blue, black, double black, and then red or orange depending on where you're riding. So that's the first and foremost and most important difference, is that here the red part is easier than black. So that's an important one to consider. And now let's look at the Singletrail scale in detail. There are actually 6 different levels. It starts with S0, then S1, S2, S3, S4, and S5. And the blue part is S0 to S1, the red part is S2 to S3, half part of S3, and then the black part is S3, S4, S5. So you can see that the scale has 6 steps, but actually the intermediate level already stops at around S2. And that's important to know, because if you think, hey, I'm an intermediate or a medium rider, then you would probably think, S2, S3 is easy for me. But actually these trails, they are not built, so they are much more technical, and it's important to know this. Let's start with S0. S0 trails are easy trails, meaning that there are no big obstacles. The terrain is usually packed gravel or even tarmac, and you could actually also ride these trails with a city bike or a trekking bike, so you don't necessarily need a mountain bike to ride S0 trails. A lot of flow trails in Europe are S0 trails, but they are super fun to ride. S0 trails are not steep, and they are basically rideable if you can ride a bike. The next category is S1, and the person who invented this single trail scale with his friends, I talked to him before I filmed this video, and he told me that the main difference between S0 and S1 is that you actually need a mountain bike to ride S1. And theoretically you could still ride S1 trails uphill. So actually, if you think about a typical climb trail in Squamish, if you've been there, then a climb trail in Squamish is usually an S1 trail in Europe. This single trail scale is to rate downhill technical demand. So it's not about climbing, it's about descending. S1 trails have steps, they have loose terrain, rocks, and you need a mountain bike, and you have to have basic riding abilities like standing up, controlling your brakes, and all the things I say in this video. So the basic riding position, you really have to be able to perform this in order to ride S1 trails. S2 trails are advanced mountain biking. You have bigger steps, you have bigger rocks, and everything is loose and often slippery. You have a few examples of me riding S2 right now.
As you can see, S2 is chunky, some of it is steep, there are loose rocks and stones, so it does demand quite advanced riding skills.
S3 is really advanced trail riding. You have super tight switch packs, you have really big steps to roll down, you have chunky terrain, and in the following videos you'll probably get more of an idea what S3 really means.
Sometimes it's hard to see how demanding a trail is on videos. However, S3 is steep, it's chunky, the steps are much bigger than in S2, and the combination of skills needed to ride S3 are really advanced. Often there are also really tight switchbacks and a combination of different obstacles.
The next category is S4. To ride S4, you need trial skills, which means you have to be able to perform nose pivot turns, rocking and hopping, to place your wheels, and you really have to have super amazing bike control. Here are a few examples of me riding S4 and a little more info.
As you can see, you need trial skills such as placing your wheels with the aid of hopping and rocking to conquer S4 trails and switchbacks. So especially if your rider is saying speed is your friend and you're compensating for a lack of skills with speed, then S4 is the level where you'll probably not be able to progress any further.
Alright, so you might be thinking, well, wow, what's S5 then? Well, S5 is super technical, and to tell you the truth, I've never ridden S5. The terrain is super demanding. You need a combination of trial skills to actually tackle these obstacles, and here are a few examples.
I don't actually know if you can call it riding anymore, because this is more trialing than riding. As you can see, it's all about placing your wheels precisely to conquer this terrain. It's a combination of track stands, hopping, rocking, and nose pivot side drops, and moves like these.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's a little clearer now how the Singletrail scale actually defines trails, and I hope it helps you and maybe it motivates you to come and ride in Europe, because German-speaking Europe has amazing trails, both natural and bike parks, and if you want information, then always contact me, because I have events usually in summer in these super nice locations. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again for my next video. Goodbye.